Hi guys, this is Juno and welcome back to another Summoners War video. Today we are on Dewey's account and he is a subscriber, a viewer that requested account improvement on certain areas in the game such as arena, offense, defense, and also RTA. But before all of this, we are first going to roast his account. Hey guys, before we start the video, if you guys are interested in getting advice and help from me and other Summoners War players, feel free to join my Discord where the link is in the descriptions below. Also, if you enjoy my content and want to support me, become a Patreon where the link for it is also in the descriptions. I want to say I appreciate all the support and believe me, I really do. Anyways, that was it. Let's get back to the video. So let's do what we like to do, which is look at the record to get a basis of our roast. And he is currently fighter 3. His highest record was fighter 3. He's been playing for 2,211 days. And I know people are going to come back to me saying, or even the account owner is going to come back to me and say, hey, don't get fooled. I haven't been playing in the middle. I took a break for like 5 years. I came back like 2 years ago. So it's really not 5+ years. So yeah, I understand that, but still it shows me that you had this account for a very long time, and sadly your progression doesn't represent the length of the account that has been created. I believe he is doing all the dungeons. Yes, he is. He has a trickery, and thankfully he has it working. He has a 1-minute DB12 team, which is awesome. For people that I have reviewed the past few days or weeks, and if they were in a certain state like this account, like plus 1,500 days, plus 2,000 days, and still running a DB12 team that was, longer than 3 minutes, I think you guys are in a total pinnacle. You're gonna fall behind against accounts that have finished their trickery in 100, 200 days, and they will be farming runes, DB12, MB12 runes in a much faster rate than you guys are, and you are simply going to fall behind. So I think what he has done is correct, that he went for the trickery, that he's running it, because he at least now has the advantage over people that didn't, because a 3-minute runtime compared to a 1-minute runtime is much more. If you do that 10 times, you're running the dungeon 30 minutes for 10 runs, while the other person's running it in 10 minutes, getting 3 times more the value. Just imagine how many runs you could do more per day. So that's good. So I'm not gonna roast you there, but still it doesn't change the fact that your account is over 2,000 days and you're still in fighter 3. So I think his box really shows us that he didn't play continuously, because he doesn't really have a whole lot of units. I think he has a lot more water units compared to all his other elements, but you see he has a few here that I put out for the following improvement videos that's going to come out. I'm going to be working with these units, and then you can see that he has a lot of water units. Some good ones like the Molong, the Moor, that are really good. And then he has a lot of fire units too. He has a Douglas, and then he has the Douglas, yeah. He has the Oliver, awesome. He has a Savannah. He has a Leo. He has 2 Leos actually, and I think having multiple Leos is fine because he is useful in Siege, and that is about it. Maybe I should take a look at his other storage. Maybe he has a lot of 4 stars here. Yes, he does. So I was surprised because he didn't build the Antares, and if you want to play RTA, you do need an Antares. I mean, he's situational, but he works very well in those situations, such as against Olivers or obviously the Diana. I guess that's all I'm gonna see. I just was wondering where all his other 4 stars were, and it was in that storage. For some people, you guys might think that this is a lot, but for 2,000+ days, it's not really a whole lot. It ends right around here. His last 6-star ends around here, and you don't really go up that much. But still, that doesn't change the fact that he has an abundance of units that's usable, and I'm going to point something out. So if you look at some of these units, the skill ups, so yeah, you skilled up more, which is great. You should have. But let's get Molong, not fully skilled up, and you see that he started skilling it up but didn't finish it. So that's not a good thing. I have pointed this out in other videos as well, but if you want to skill up units, go till the end, especially the units that are good. for example, like Molong. Molong is a very good unit in Siege, in RTA. There's no reason for you to stop and move on to another unit just because you didn't get, let's say, skill ups in skill 2 and skill 3. You should actually be continuing because you want to get the skill ups on those skills. So that's one. Same for the Wusa. You didn't stop. Sorry, I mean you stopped. You didn't finish skill 2, and skill 2 does a lot. Really, it does. Same for the Praha. Look at that. Not fully skilled up. You just stop. I mean, there are some that you didn't even start, and that's fine. That just means that you didn't have enough devil ones. But I don't like the fact that you stopped devil modding certain units when you should definitely continued on. There are a few that you finished off, but it still doesn't change the fact that the skill ups are all over the place, and that's not a good thing. Same for this one. Well, actually, you could stop on Zeros for skill 3 if you're using him only in arena, because you don't really care about using it again, using like skill 3 again, because that last skill up is probably like a cooldown reduction. But still, my point is there. If you are devil modding certain things, and I know that maybe you moved on because you pulled out a more stronger unit, but don't stop. I think stopping is very, very bad. I know you want to prioritize certain better units that come out after, but in the end, who knows? Maybe you'll forget about those units and you don't finish it up, and that's really bad. So this will be reflected in your RTA teams because you have good units, but they're not skilled up, and I am very hesitant on using units that are not skilled up. So there will be cases that I'm not going to be putting the unit up in your box just because it is not skilled up. Okay, now let's look at the runes. 2000 day account, guys. Okay, and he doesn't have a whole lot of runes. 655. That's actually really, really low for a 2000 day account. Having only 600 runes is a problem. Well, maybe this kind of forces you to farm more, because definitely there is less runes than the amount of units that you could rune. Let's take a look at Violent first and look at speed. 21. Okay, so you're missing grinds, so it looks like your R5 team is an issue. Please work on that. 19, 18, and then 17, 17. Okay, so that could be like 21. Okay, 26, that's a good one. And it's a +3 too, so it could actually become +4. 27, and it's a hero rune. Okay, this kind of rune has a lot of uses. I would actually take out crit damage and put in probably attack percentage or defense percentage, but I'm not going to do it now. No point. 16, 13, okay, and then 11. Oh no, sorry, this one. 19, okay, not like crazy bad. And then 20, that's good. That's good. And then that's it. So Violet runes, you have like one rune that is usable for each slot, respectively. And it looks like your raid is definitely a priority, because you do want to grind those runes and make it use it in its full potential. Let's go to the Swift. 17. Okay, your Swift runes are weak. 15, 16, 21. Okay, one okay rune right there. And then 20. Oh, it's okay. And then one okay rune right there. So you have two runes that are usable. Everything else is pretty much garbage. It shows me that you've been farming a lot more DB12 than GB12. So that's that. And finally, the Will runes, which is 20. 30. Okay, yes, that's a good one. I'm happy to see that. One awesome rune right there. And then 15, 18, and 18. Yeah, one awesome rune, and everything else is pretty much like just mediocre, but it is good to see that one great rune. Overall, the rune quality, early mid, I guess, because you do have at least one rune that is usable for each slot in Violent and in Violent runes. Swift runes is a different question, but if you've been only focusing on Violent for such a long time, you could still progress, right? So I'll put you early mid. Monster box wise, probably mid game, because you have a lot of units that is usable. I know let's look at your arena, because I did see that these are not powered up at all. Like, I mean, the power ups are so low. This is like early game towers, and you are gonna lose a lot just because of this. You're gonna be missing out on a lot of stats just because of this. So this is the number one thing I would focus on. I'll focus on putting up a fake defense and farming arena points, and then I would work on your raid team while you're farming DB12, GB12, MB12, whichever dungeon you would like, because you do have the dungeon teams that could run those teams. And then finally after that, I would probably work on actually improving in arena and stuff. But you did request the arena improvement, so I will show you what kind of a team, what kind of offense that I'll make with your box right now, and what kind of defense I'll make. And I think your defense is pretty good, so we'll just work on improving that. And then an RTA team. So speed tuning these are really hard. So how fast is this? Okay, it's not that fast, so maybe it's not that hard. But if it's 169, or I mean 269, this should be like yeah, okay. It should follow up, and then this should go, and then finally this should go. Wow, that's way too slow actually. Well, I understand why it could be slow, because you do have the Savannah pushing them back, but if they fold the pushback, it's not gonna work. I don't like this team. Again, for all these early game players that's in fighter, the one team I would recommend the most is probably a Lucian team. And if not, if you have a Leo, like second turn team, and you do have a Lucian, maybe when I do your account improvement, I'll make you 2 arena offenses, one with the Lucian team and one with second turn team, because I did see you have a Leo. But that's what I would do. So if I had to make something, and let me put it so I know, so you know which teams I'm making you, would be something like this. But to make it more, to make it better. Oh wait, you don't have a Konamiya? Shoot, you don't have a Konamiya. That's not good. I thought you would have a Konamiya, because you need a boost that will give the turn right away to the Lucian. So what I will do is probably like a fluff Lucian here. So he'll have to be pretty fast though, and then a Konamiya that just boosts up the last Lucian, which is a fat Lucian. So that's what I will do. But yeah, let's see how that goes. Let's see if I can find you a Konamiya. I think you do have a 4-star Konamiya somewhere, or a 3-star. And I'll probably awaken that and use that and see how that goes. But that's about it for this account. There's not really much that I can say because it's so early in the game. I already pointed out what I would focus on. Arena towers first, raid, and then just farm non-stop. That's what I will do. Your box is good. You have a lot of good units. Could definitely have fun. An early mid-game account that has the units but not the runes. Your rune count is way too low. So please, you don't have to only keep the runes that have speed. You could keep runes that have like synergizing stats, and I do have an old video on that somewhere in my channel. So if you could find that, that'd be great. But for violent wool sets, if they have synergizing stats, I keep them, especially if their rolls, if it's a hero rune and their rolls are pretty much high in the beginning. I will roll them and see if it like rolls high into one stat, because if that's the case, it will be usable. But yeah, Dewey, I think that's about it for your account review. Let's see how your account improvement goes. And thank you everybody for watching. If you guys can support the channel by liking and subscribing, that'd be great. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.